why we should be prioritizing effort rather than pace. Hey guys, it's Scott here at Team RunRun. So the body doesn't really know pace. It doesn't. There's really no metric that we can track in the body that corresponds to pace. Right? We can track heart rate. Your body understands heart rate. Your body understands lactate levels. Your body understands core body temperature. Your body knows how many muscle fibers it's going to need to recruit in order to do a certain task. But none of those things are pace. There's no input for your body that says 6-minute pace, 7-minute pace, 6:15 pace. That just doesn't exist. So it's important to prioritize effort rather than prioritize pace. And I'll give you a good example. Let's say you run a 2:37 marathon on a totally flat course on a totally perfect day, 40 degrees, no humidity, no rain, no nothing. That 2:37 6-minute pace is not the same as a 2:37 on a hilly course when it's 80 degrees out. Those are not equitable performances because the effort in order to achieve the 2:37 on a perfect day is not the same as the effort that it takes to run 2:37 on a hilly day in 80 degrees. So we need to get really good, especially going into the summer, at understanding what zones feel like in order to find that effort rather than prioritizing pace. A lot of people are coming into the summer when it's gonna be 85, 90, 95 degrees, and they're still trying to get their workouts in. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna slow down and we're gonna find the pace. If I give an athlete mile repeats at 6-minute pace, that means mile repeats at 6-minute pace on a perfect day. That's their threshold pace on a really good day. If it's hot, if it's windy, if it's a hilly course, hilly route, if they are up at altitude, all of those things are gonna take them away from optimal, and they are going to have to slow down to find the right pace, that 6-minute pace. That does not mean we're going to get less out of the workout. If you are in Colorado at 5,000, 6,000 feet of elevation and you run 7 by mile at 6:15, that is just as good as being at sea level on an equitable route running 7 by mile at 6-minute pace. And everyone kind of understands that because altitude is easy to understand. You got to slow down for altitude. But the same is true for heat. The same is true for hills. The same is true for humidity. The same is true because your kid woke up in the middle of the night and you only got 4 hours of sleep and you still want to get the workout in. If we slow down the pace and prioritize effort, we can still get the desired outcomes at the end. And so one way you can tell if you have the right pace, at least for my athletes, the way I like to work, is I always want my athletes, unless otherwise specified, to finish a workout and feel like they could do 15 to 20% more. So if the workout is 7 by mile and they finish the 7th mile and they have to peel themselves off the road, walk home, sit down in the shower, that is too hard. I would rather have them slow down, run a slower pace so that they could finish the workout, feel like they could do a couple more reps, and feel more solid the next day. Because what we're really looking for in workouts, and the reason we want to prioritize effort, especially in adverse circumstances, is we're looking for race performance. These workouts set us up for a better race down the road. And so making sure we're keeping effort front of mind over pace, letting the watch not dictate our workouts, is going to be more beneficial over the long run than being married to the watch saying, hey, the coach wrote 6-minute pace, I gotta run 6-minute pace. Well, that's not necessarily gonna be the best for you long term. That's not gonna set you up for a good performance when we really need it. So communicate with your coach. Figure out what kind of effort they want. Don't be married to pace, and be okay with adjusting. Sometimes you're gonna have a bad day and it's okay to pull the pace back because it's gonna be better to run the full workout at a slower pace than run faster for fewer reps or for a shorter distance, because that changes the equation. That changes the adaptations we're gonna get. If one of my athletes is supposed to run a 8-mile tempo at 6-minute pace, but it's super hot that day, or it's into the wind, or it's hilly, and all they can do is get in 3 miles, but it kills them, well, that's a different workout. That's basically a 3-mile time trial. And since it's a different workout, that is going to give us different adaptations. So most of my athletes are training for a marathon. We need them to become as efficient as possible. We do not need them to be Maseratis. We need them to be Priuses. And when you get married to pace, your focus doesn't stay on the end goal when you're married to pace. When you focus on effort, you can keep the main goal the main goal. If you're focusing on effort and you get out there and it's 85 degrees and you start your 8-mile tempo and you're like, whoa, this pace is way too fast, let's back off. Let's run 6:30s today and let's make sure we get the whole thing in. That is going to still get us the outcome, the adaptations that are going to help us on race day. That is still going to help us get more efficient, rather than putting our head down and trying to run through a brick wall and killing ourselves in order to run a workout that is over our head and not worrying about effort. Let's keep effort the most important thing and focus on effort over pace. And that is going to lead you to have more consistent training blocks, better races. It's also going to allow you to learn more about your body. It's going to set yourself up to make better decisions on race day if you're really in tune with effort over pace. Because we've all been in situations where you're looking at the forecast and it looks great, and then you wake up on race day and there's a downpour, or you wake up on race day and it's 75% humidity. Being in tune with your effort is going to help you overcome adversity way more than being married to the watch. All right, thanks. Hope this helps.